Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome once again to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. TNA Bound for Glory is this coming Sunday. I will not be there in San Diego for the pay-per-view, but you can still get coverage at NoDQ.com. And I also wanted to mention that this coming Saturday is Q&A Saturday on NoDQ.com. So I will be doing a series of Q&As, text Q&As, on NoDQ.com. So check that out. With that being said, let's get right down to your questions via spring.me/AaronRift. Alright, first one today comes from Jeremiah Dorset. Hey Aaron, do you see AJ Styles winning the TNA World Heavyweight Championship at Bound for Glory? And will Ethan Carter make his TNA debut this Sunday? Or will it be later? Please answer in video. Well, I think in all seriousness, if you're going to debut a new character, it would be best to have him debut at an event like Bound for Glory and make it Ethan for Glory. Have Ethan come out and do something huge. Interfere in the main event, or maybe after the match, attack the new champion if there is in fact a new champion. So let's get to AJ Styles right now. The whole storyline has been building up to this moment where AJ Styles finally wins the world title. We look back to last year's Bound for Glory, when AJ Styles lost the stipulation match to Daniels, and he would not be able to get a title shot for a full year. So it's come full circle now, and a lot of people are expecting AJ to win the title. And quite frankly, I think that he has to win the title here. I think that it would be a really bad decision to do a screw job and have Bully Ray retain the title. What I'm thinking is going to happen is that AJ wins the title finally, and TNA is going to do their recreation of Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon with AJ as Austin and Dixie Carter as Vince McMahon, and that will be the big storyline going forward. And going back to Ethan Carter, what's the deal with the Carter name? Is he going to be Dixie Carter's nephew or something like that? You could have him come out at the end of Bound for Glory and attack AJ Styles, and her and Dixie celebrate ruining AJ's big moment. So they could do something like that. Whatever the case may be, hopefully they do something interesting at Bound for Glory to get people tuning in and perhaps following TNA in the future. So we'll see. I mean, it is important. Even though I don't think there's a lot of interest in Bound for Glory this year, it really feels like it doesn't feel like TNA's WrestleMania, but hopefully TNA does something big that will get people talking, and they really need to at this point. I mean, they are definitely needing that big moment. All right, this next one comes from Lava Laura. Hi Aaron, with the documented history of AJ Lee being a huge Lita fan, do you think we could see Lita return for one more match against AJ, maybe at WrestleMania 30? I actually really like that idea. I think that that would be something interesting to spice up the Divas division and give them an important match for WrestleMania instead of it just being your usual throwaway. It would be cool to see Lita come back and do one more match. Now, with that being said, I haven't heard anything about this being a possibility. I've heard nothing about Lita talking to WWE or WWE being interested in bringing her back, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. I mean, if there's enough fan interest in it and fans comment to WWE on Facebook or Twitter, let them know they want to see this for WrestleMania 30, I think WWE might try to make it happen, and it would be something special. Do something for WrestleMania 30 that hasn't been done, and have that dream match, two divas from different eras going at it for the title, and I would really like to see it, definitely. All right, this one comes from Demented Jeremy. Hey Aaron, longtime fan since the CAW days. If Vince would have bought out all those WCW contracts from Time Warner, how would you have reacted if Goldberg did a run-in at WrestleMania 17 and speared both Rock and Austin? You're thinking good business here. I mean, that would have been tremendous. But let's face it, anything WWE would have done would have been better than what they actually did, in my opinion. And, they botched the invasion right from the get-go. And WrestleMania 17 was actually the first time that they did something wrong with the invasion. They had one mention of WCW on the entire show, and it was when they showed Shane McMahon in the box seats with a bunch of the WCW lower card guys just sitting there like a bunch of random geeks. And that was really a sign of things to come. But yeah, they should have done something, because you had all these people tuning in to WrestleMania, and there was all this interest coming off the end of the Monday Night War, and you should have ended WrestleMania with a bang. I mean, how great would have that been if Goldberg came out and beat up the top two guys in WWE? That would kick off the invasion. That would get everybody talking. Would have been great business, but that's not how things work in WWE. And they didn't want to shell out the money to buy out Goldberg's Time Warner contract, and I'm certain they would have made a lot more money in the long run. Whatever it would have cost to buy out his contract, I think they would have easily made it back if they had brought Goldberg in right away and done it the right way. All right, this one comes from Tom09 Hair. Hey Aaron, what did you think of the Ego Hall of Fame segment on Impact? I thought it was awesome. I agree with you. I thought that it was really entertaining, and I like this group. I do have an issue with there being yet another faction. I think the factions have been done to death in TNA, but with that being said, I really like the chemistry of the three guys together, and I liked how it built up the match with Bobby Roode versus Kurt Angle. And I like the fact that they didn't play up the rehab or anything, or bring up that Kurt was in rehab. I like the fact that they just had Bobby Roode come out there and do this mock Hall of Fame, and then Kurt Angle comes out and challenges him for Bound for Glory. So, thumbs up segment, and I like the match at Bound for Glory too. All right, this one comes from Drizzle44. Hey, Double Aaron. As you mentioned before, it seems the Goldust Cody Rhodes storyline is heading towards a match at WrestleMania. Who do you see as the face and heel on that match? I think it can go either way and be good. I agree with you. I don't think it matters who is the heel or who is the face, but if I had to choose one or the other, I think I would go with Cody being the babyface and Goldust being the heel, and that way you can get Cody over as the top babyface going forward after WrestleMania. It's definitely too soon for Cody to go back to being a heel, and I do think he has some momentum right now as a face, and everybody accepts him as a part of the Rhodes family legacy, and I think it would be best to have them lose the titles and Goldust blames Cody or something like that, and then you can have Goldust turn and then do the match at WrestleMania, and then after the match Goldust will go back to a face and they'll embrace in the ring, and Goldust will put over Cody as the future of WWE. I think that would be the best way to go. Alright, this one comes from Shiggy Diggy Bang. Okay. Hey Aaron, since Bray Wyatt is injured, what direction will his gimmick go now? I can easily see this as the opportunity to push the Harper and Rowan tag team while Bray manages them, but I feel like this turn of events further limits the Wyatt family. Well, I definitely think the injury might stall his momentum, and you look back to like Fandango and how his injury absolutely killed off his momentum, and I think the same thing, unfortunately, is happening here with Bray Wyatt. And as far as Harper and Rowan goes, I mean, they already lost the tag team match to Goldust and Cody on SmackDown, so it's clear to me that WWE is starting to lose interest in these guys, and let's face it, I mean, Bray Wyatt's matches haven't been lighting the world on fire. I mean, the match at SummerSlam was not that good, and the other matches he's had, I mean, they've been really short. I mean, the crowd loves the entrance. They love when they come out, but once the match begins and the bell rings, the people lose interest. So, I don't know what's going to happen with them moving forward. I don't know if this gimmick is going to have long-term success. I mean, it's certainly an interesting gimmick, but they really need to do more with it, and I'm not sure what exactly that would be, but something needs to happen with it so they can get some of their lost momentum back. Alright, that'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Share this video on Facebook and Twitter. And just keep spreading the word about NoDQ&A video. This Saturday is Q&A Saturday. I'll be doing a bunch of text NoDQ&As, and then Sunday is Bound for Glory. NoDQ.com, your source for all the latest news, rumors, and results coverage. With that being said, I will see you guys next time for more NoDQ&A video.